this video, I'm gonna share my experience for looking for a private room around UCLA in Los Angeles. I will share the prices and the actual footage from my hunting experience and which apartment I signed with as a rising senior at UCLA. So stay with me until the end. So first, if you don't know who I am, my name is Demi and I study design media arts at the University of California, Los Angeles. If you're looking for a place to stay around UCLA, there's two options. One is the dorm, it's called on campus, and second is off campus, which is mostly like an apartment. And from my research, I don't think this is like an actual price for the on campus, but most of the dorms, if you want to have the private room, it costs at least $1,300 per month. Also, most of the time it's really competitive, so many people get doubles or triple, which is like two people, two beds in the one bedroom, or three beds in the one bedroom, which is, as a senior, I wasn't sure if that's what I want to do. And also my budget was more like around $1,000 or like at least less than $1,200, so that's why I didn't do the dorm. So that's the first thing. Next, I want to talk about what to consider. Now, in my case, I'm looking for a private bedroom, not the whole apartment. So what I care about is a little bit different from other people who's making those apartment hunting videos, because I'm not looking for the whole apartment. The first thing is obviously the rent. Now, if you're sharing the house with someone, the utility bill is splitted, obviously. So make sure when you look at the number, is it included with the utilities or without the utilities? So that's the one thing to care. Next one is how far from UCLA. It depends on which school you go, but if you like a USC, it's more, you want to look more on like a downtown LA, those areas. But I go to UCLA, so I look more for like a Westwood, Santa Monica, all those areas. The last one is very important, which is what's around the house. Is there any supermarket? Is it close to the bus station? Is it close to like a fast food restaurants? It's very important that you have a look, and maybe if you have a time, go on the Google map and then see the actual like the pictures on the street. You know how you can do the street map? I recommend to do that so that you have more, before you go, you get more sense of like how safe that neighborhood is, and also like what you should expect when you go to see the actual room. So that's the one thing. The next thing I want to talk about is where to look for. So in my case, what I used the most was Facebook group. There's tons of Facebook group for like UCLA transfer, roommate search, or like a off-campus housing searching, or those groups on the Facebook. So I recommend you to join those groups for your school. Then look for all the posts, because there's tons of posts every day with the pictures and like DM me and all that. One thing I would say is very careful with the scammers. I actually made a video about how I got scammed, and I actually got scammed through the Facebook group. So please be careful. I recommend you to just like filter all the posts just from the students, not like Landlord or other agency. So yeah, that's my advice for the Facebook group. But it's a great place to look for it, so I highly recommend. So next one is apartment.com. This is more like you communicate through the agency or company, not the actual people who's living in the house, because they own the whole apartment. And I would say it is a lot more organized, and like you book the appointment for the room tour and everything. So it's very organized, and if you are not familiar with the area, and then depends on your budget, if you think you can afford it, I highly recommend. But one thing that I was struggling so hard to reach out to the actual person through the website. They have like the send me message box on the website, but they never, like, it takes so long to get reached or get reply from them. I assume because there's so many people want to see the room and they want to sign the lease, so I get it. But just, yeah, it's just my advice to be patient. If you use those websites, it takes a long time, or you have to call them every single day to make sure that they know about you and stuff. So that's my advice. The next one is the group chat. I actually joined the GroupMe for the UCLA transfer. It's not focused on the apartment hunting, but they share all the information from how to choose classes or like about the scholarship and everything. So it's really nice just in general to join those group chat for the transfer students. And around this time, I would say from July to August, because many people who lives on campus, they're getting the answer for which apartment, which room they're gonna get and everything. So at the same time, off-campus people, they also start looking to actually sign the lease. So it's nice to always keep your eyes on those group chat. I highly recommend. The last one I would say is that your community website. I don't know how to describe it, but so I'm Japanese, and we actually have this community website for all Japanese people who lives in America. It almost looks like a Craigslist, but more legit, I would say. You see many people selling the cars or selling their services or looking for someone to hire. They also have a place to like roommate search, housemate search, apartment search, all those places as well. And I would say since I am a Japanese, I feel a lot more comfortable to live with other Japanese people, and there's almost no scamming posts. Obviously, I didn't see any scamming posts, but I would say it's a lot safer range. If you're not focused on the safety and more like living with people who are from the same country, then I recommend you to also look for your community website. Now it is the time that all you guys are waiting for, the actual apartment tours. I would say I've seen 8 or 10 apartments total before I signed the lease. So I don't have all the pictures for everything, but I can introduce a total 6 places for this video. Room number 1 is this apartment. The rent was $1,200 total, including utilities, and this was a private room, it's a private bathroom. It was at 50 minutes away by car from UCLA, and neighborhood was actually okay. And because the reason I went to see the room was the owner was a Japanese female, I actually feel a lot more comfortable to live with the females rather than the male. There's nothing against with any like sexist stuff, but just my preference. I rather live with the females. My first expression for this apartment was a little bit dirty side, because the picture looks okay, but the room looks really dark, especially the living room and the kitchen. And my actual like a bedroom was okay, but it smells like really funky. I heard that the last person that lived in the house wasn't clean or something. But yeah, and it was really bare. There's no like decoration or anything. And it turns out that the Japanese lady, she's also living with the boyfriend who's Mexican, and they both work at the restaurant all night. So for the daytime, they sleep until they start working. So I realized that maybe since I'm more like a morning person and I have all the classes in the morning, our lifestyle doesn't match up, and then I feel rude to kind of make noises while they're sleeping. So that is what I thought. But overall, it was okay. I wish it was a little bit cleaner, especially for the bathroom. Let's go to room number 2. This was a beautiful apartment. This is the one that I would say something that people find through the company. This is a 1,300 including utilities, and this is a double room with shared bathroom. So that means I will share my bedroom with one other person. The house was gorgeous, it was beautiful, and all the girls that live in there are like super nice taste for the decoration. Like I really like it, and they also have a small balcony. It was beautiful as well, and all the apartment was really secure. You need a key to everywhere because it's in the West Village. The Trader Joe is like 30 seconds walk away. It was really convenient, and there's like so many banks and like CVS, Target within the walk distance. So I really love that. And the one thing I love the most about is the amenities. They have like a gym with the climbing wall and the jacuzzi and like a study room which was gorgeous, and the pool. it was really, really nice. But at the same time, I was thinking like I was really close to sign the lease, but I was still thinking like this is 1300 for the double, and this is a lot more expensive side for my budget. So that's what I thought. But let's go to room number 3. This is 800 including utilities. It's a private room with a shared bathroom, and it's in the area called Sotel, which is not too far from UCLA. This house, it turns out the other person I have to live with a old man who's in like 60s, and he actually got divorced like 2 years ago, and the wife went back to Japan or something. The whole situation was kind of interesting, and when I went to the apartment, I was surprised because I decided to go and see the room in person, because I found this actually on my community website, which is called Bibinabi. As I said, the picture looks really nice, and because it was on Bibinabi, I felt a lot safer to go there. But while I was texting with the house owner, he was a little bit like, I don't know. The way he was messaging was really interesting. And also when I went there, he came out and he was not wearing the shoes, like, but it was outside, and I'm like, okay. And I went to the room, and there's like bare mattress in the living room, and there's a kitchen, and there's like nothing else except TV. He was like, oh, come to this way, this is your bedroom. And I saw the bedroom, that was exactly the same from the picture. Like, I didn't know that there's another old guy living in the living room. I do have my private room, but I have to share the bathroom with him, which was so tiny as well. And the whole thing was just like, I don't know. I mean, he was overall nice. He wasn't like creepy or anything, but just the idea of living with like 6 years old something, old guy and me in the same room, like the same house, was very questionable. Room number 4 is $1,200 including utilities, and this is a studio apartment we shared with another girl. It's right next to UCLA, so walk distance. So this one I found it through Facebook group, and she actually went to the same community college with me, and we didn't know each other, but we have like a mutual friends and everything. I actually met her before I see the apartment, and we had a wonderful time. She's a sweet girl. I vibe with her really, really well. And then when I went to the actual apartment, I loved it as well. She hasn't started like decorating yet, but the way like she was explaining how she wants to share the room and like how we're gonna manage like a chores was really organized, and I really like that way. But I was still thinking like I don't get this my own like a private room that I want, and also the apartment was like smelling really, really funky, and it wasn't like clean the sense that I wanted it to be, if that makes sense. Yeah, the apartment room was nice. It was so clean. It was really, really good, and I like that it's a walk distance to UCLA, so I don't have to worry about the commuting. But yeah, that's the one thing that I was still like, yeah. And now we go to room number 5. It is a 1160 including utilities and private room with shared bathroom. It's located in like 15 to 20 minutes away from UCLA by car. This house was beautiful. Like, it's really beautiful. And the decoration, I loved it. And the room was clean and didn't smell funky. And the bathroom was just renovated, so it's so clean. Sunlight was amazing. And the kitchen was beautiful. And they have all the utensils already, so I don't have to buy anything. And the house is actually 2 floors, but right now they only have 1 person filling the room because of the corona last year. So they're still looking for 2 other persons to live upstairs, or besides the 1 bedroom in the first floor. But they said they don't know when they're gonna start looking for the 2 more persons to live. Yeah, the house was gorgeous. The only thing that I have to commute 15 to 20 minutes by car. I wasn't sure if that's what I wanna do. Not living right around the UCLA could be a bad thing as well. So yeah, there was that. The last one, room number 6. It was 1200. It's a private room with private bathroom. It is located to downtown LA. This house, oh my god. I'm like, where do I even start? So I found this post on Bibinabi, Japanese community website. The house is just actually built. It's a brand new house, 3 floors. The owner is actually a business owner. There's a Japanese wife and a Chinese American husband with 2 kids, and they're gonna live in the top 2 floors, and they're planning to rent the guest room, which is located in the first floor with the bathroom, to other students, the university students. The house was gorgeous, obviously, because it just got built. The room was really, really big, and the bathroom was just gorgeous. Like, I loved it so much. The only thing is that they don't come with the kitchen, so if I want to use the kitchen, I have to pay extra $600. So I was thinking, yeah, since I'm planning to use the dining hall at the UCLA anyway, maybe I don't need a kitchen, like I don't need to use a kitchen. They said they're gonna give me a small fridge and a microwave in the room, so I could technically like survive, you know. And also the other thing was, because it is located to like upper hill, the hill was like really steep. Like, I was struggling to park my car when I went to look for a room. But because of that, the good thing is the view is so gorgeous. Like, you see the whole downtown LA. I was talking with the couple for a long time, and they're actually really, really sweet. Like, they even said, because I'm like, they like me so much, if I want to use the kitchen, I could use like once or twice a week without paying any extra for the only $1,200. Because it's in downtown, the commute is gonna be like an hour with the traffic. But the house was amazing though. That's all the rooms and apartments that I saw. I guess I'm gonna talk about which apartment I got, and maybe you can guess already, but I actually picked apartment number 5. The reason because I decided to live in this place is the one, I really, really like the landlord. They are really sweet. I vibe them with so well, and they're like, I don't know how to explain it, but I was really comfortable talking with them, and I didn't get like any sketchy or anything. And also one of them is actually allergic with the smoking, so there's gonna be no vaping, no smoking, so I really, really like that as well. And also the house is so clean and so nice. Since I'm planning to bring my car with me as well, commuting 15 to 20 minutes is okay. The safety for the neighborhood was actually one of the best out of all the places that I've seen. And yeah, overall, I already signed the lease, and I am super excited to move there in September. So lastly, I want to share my takeaway from whole experience for looking for a private room around UCLA. The first thing, when you actually see the room, always safety first. If you can, go with someone else, and it's okay to like, it's totally fine to bring someone else with you. And the second, if you can't go with someone, then share your location with your friends or tell your friends where you're going, just in case. And if you can, also I recommend you to bring self-defense product with you. That's what I did when I went to see the apartment 3, because I was scared to see a guy meeting with him in person by myself. Do most of it. It's always better than being sorry later. Is that how you say it? Yeah, so always safety first. And also keep looking. It's really hard to find the one and then get the place. You should always open your options, and even though you think like, oh, I like this one, some cases you won't be able to get the place. Even you're on the process for signing the lease, you should always keep looking on Facebook group or your group chat or anywhere else, just in case. And lastly, when you sign the lease, always negotiate. For my case, when I signed the lease, they actually wanted someone from August, but I actually don't need places from September, so I'm fine paying my rent for August. That's completely waste for me. So I told them, hey, I really want this place, but I only need a place from September. I'm still willing to pay the rent for August, but can we negotiate, or can you help me even a little bit? And they actually give me a 50% off for the August rent, which is very, very helpful for me. So always, even you feel like it's a rude question, just make sure you're saying nicely. It's nice to ask just in case. Because if you don't ask, then the answer is always no. But if you ask, maybe some chances they say yes. So that's my 3 takeaways. Safety first, keep looking, and negotiate. So that is it for today's video. I hope you learned something about apartment hunting in LA. And if you have any questions, please drop that in the comment. I love to answer everything and I want to help you as much as I can. And also, if you're like upcoming UCLA students, or if you have any questions about UCLA, I have an Instagram. So please DM me on Instagram. I don't know if I can answer everything correctly, but I want to give you my perspective as much as I can as well. Always don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video and everything. Thank you so much for 61 people. That's crazy. Like we almost like 100 people. Okay, not maybe like close, but like we're getting close to 100. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and please join, subscribe, please. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.